Hello everybody, my name is BrmP. Today coming at you with a start of a new mini-series I want to make. And yeah, it's called How to Space Engineers. And basically what I want to do is for those who just bought the game or yeah, don't know something, I just want to make a little tutorial of how you need to do some basic stuff in Space Engineers, which could help some people to understand the game better, or to even play better. Well, at least that's what I'm hoping. So if you load up the game itself, you start off in this interface. On the right here you have the features and updates. So that's the last update they have done. Basically it tells you what they've added, and yeah, that's basically it. You can go through the past updates, and yeah, then on the left side you've got the more interesting stuff. Of course you can create a new world, you can load up already existing worlds. Here you can join worlds or servers from friends or just random people. This tab, if you open it, you can go to the Steam workshop. You'll find here your Steam worlds you've downloaded or subscribed to. Yeah. Over here you've got your options, some help. That's basically the basic controls, which I'll show you also. Yeah, and of course the credits and the exit. But now, what you want to do is of course create a new world. If you click on that, you get great with this menu, and what you can do is a quick start world, and yeah, it tells you here that it's just a default world, creative mode, easy and whatnot. So you can do this, but I prefer not to, because if you click here you've got some more advanced settings. So if you click there you get this. Don't be scared by this, it's just if you know what you can do, it's just not that hard. Basically here you have your name of the world, so tutorial world I'm gonna name it. And yeah, for the sake of this tutorial I'm gonna set it into a creative world, so some building stuff later on in the tutorial series will go a little bit easier. Now then, first actually what you want to do is choose which world you want actually, and that is an easy start world 1, easy start world 2, lone survivor, crashed red ship, 2 platforms, that basically 2 times the lone survivor platform, some asteroids where you spawn in this little ship, or an empty world, which is mainly great for just a creative building world. But I think we're going to with the lone survivor, just because that's you have a platform and with the basic needs. Then if you come over here you can set to how you want your game to be, how you want your worlds to be related into the community. So if that makes any sense, basically what it does, if you tell it to be offline, no one can access your world, not even friends. If you set it to private, also no other players can join, so I actually not sure what the well, the difference is that you can play this one offline, and that one apparently you can't. And of course, you can put your world to friends only, so only friends on Steam will be able to join you. And just like the box says, if you set it to public, anyone which has space engineers can join your world. So if you want to do some kind of open server playthrough, whatever, you can put that to public. If we set it to friends right now, you can choose the amount of players you want in this world. Keep in mind, the more people you want in your world, the more laggier or more resource heavy it will be to your computer. So if you have 16 people, that's the maxed out number of players in the server Steam can handle, Space Engineers can handle right now. So if you want to have 16 people in that server, keep in mind it will be very laggy unless you have a very good computer. So I'm gonna set it to offline so no one can join us. The environment. This basically means if there are going to be meteor showers. So you can set it to normal, then it has a low intensity and not much meteors. You can set it to Ketas listen. I don't know how to pronounce that, but yeah, that basically means how higher you set it, the more and more frequently meteors will terrorize your base. And then this one. This is actually a very interesting one, because a few updates ago they added the exploration mode, and that is the infinite tab here. Basically what you can do here is these three are just you have a few here, 4, 7 and 6 asteroids, big asteroids that is, and that's it in your world. But if you choose infinite, you have like it says, an infinite amount of asteroids which will spawn in your world, which also just relates to how laggy your world will be actually. So if you have a higher level computer, you can run this probably. I actually can run this, but I don't recommend to do it if you don't have such a good computer. We'll set it now just for 4 asteroids, so just for optimization purposes. Autosave, this is something that the game will save every 5 minutes by the looks of it. I just prefer not to have this on because it's very annoying. The game freezes for just a few seconds when you're doing something when it saves. So if you are one of those people who tend to forget to save, it may be useful to put this on, but other than that, it's just a little annoying. That is just the basic settings of your world, and then you can go to the advanced button. And here is where it gets interesting. So if you put your world to survival, you can choose a lot more actually. Like you see, if I choose creative, this all grays out. Basically what you can do is say in survival I want my inventory to be realistic, 3 times or 10 times bigger, and that does not only correspond to your personal inventory but also to your storage from chests and whatnot. So keep in mind that when you have it set to 10 times and you lower it to 3 times, your storage in your chests will also decrease by the same amount. So that means anything which doesn't fit into your cargo anymore will get destroyed, will no longer exist anymore. So that's something to keep in mind. What you can do here is speed up the assembling or refining process. So you can set them to 10. Doesn't really matter that well. It does matter that much because basically that means almost instant refining or assembling. Can be really helpful if you have a lot to refine. But like I said, I'm gonna keep the game modes to creative, so it's just a little bit easier to do this tutorial. What you can do also is the welding and grinding speed. You can cut it in half and do it up to 5 times the speed, which it's just I tend to put him up because otherwise it takes really a long time. The max objects in your world also is something you you can set low if you have a not as good a computer, and you can set it pretty high if you have a pretty good computer. This basically means how much floating objects in your world, like ores or stuff that you dropped on the ground, will be in the world until until it gets erased from the world. So if you have more than this case 92, so if you have then 93 objects in the world, the first object will get deleted. So that's something to keep in mind. I like to also put this around 60, because like it says, a value higher than 64 can significantly affect your performance. So just like I said, my computer is not the best, so I like to keep this low. Here you've got your world size. This is basically how far your world is before it to the edge of the world, actually. Well, literally. The unlimited is also not actually unlimited, but it's, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, 1,000 square kilometers or 10,000, a ridiculous number like that. So if you want to go from one edge to another, you actually are going to need, I believe, more than an hour or so, if that's gonna take you at max speed. So in that case, it's really unlimited, or it feels like it's unlimited. So just like the other things, the higher you set this number, the more lag it will produce. So I just tend to set it to 10 kilometers for 100 kilometers, so you got a very large world to do whatever you want in. This is only has something to do if you play in survival. So when you die, the cooldown is how fast you respawn, actually. So the default cooldown is not that long, so I just tend to keep it on there. Viewing distance is actually one you really want to keep low if you have a bad computer, because that just like it says, low-end machines, this will really increase your performance. If you have it lower, it will increase your frame rate and whatnot. So I'm going to set it to 10 kilometers. It's not that far. You will see probably some asteroids pop in and out, but it's just for the better for your system, I guess. This is some stuff you want to keep in mind if you yeah, if you play survival, auto healing, so that basically if you regain health without going to a med bay, this one is only you're only able to copy and paste if you're in creative, so you cannot do that in survival. This is, I believe, if you're on a server that the other people can save the server. So I don't know, I just tend to put it on. It's doesn't really matter that much, I guess. This is if your weapons and explosions will take place, so if you don't want anything to get destroyed, just enable that. Auto trash removal, that's a really nice one to actually have. So if you have a ship that just gets blown up and the reactor is done, it has no cockpit anymore, so no power, no whatnot, and it will start drifting and it will get out of your viewing range, just like it says in the box, then the game automatically deletes it. So it will it just will keep looking for trash, and if it finds something, it will delete it. So that increases your performance too. Yeah, you can, if you die in survival, you can spawn in a respawn ship, and this is basically when you jump out of it or die again, that it will delete your previous respawning ship. Show player names, that's very basic. Thruster damage, that just is if the flame of the thruster does damage any blocks. Cargo ships, well, like it says, whether random ships fly in and out your world for you to take. In-game script, that's something new. They added this with the what's it called? That new block you can you do some scripting with. So if you enable this, you can write in C#, I believe it is, some stuff and code for whatever you want it to do. Enable spectator, that's also very nice in a creative mode. Reset ownership, I tend to find this very annoying, so I usually do not check this on. Permanent death, I recommend you to put this off if you in your first world, because yeah, if you don't have a med bay and you die, then that's it. Then you cannot do anything in that world anymore. It's I believe automatically deleted, or you need to delete it because you cannot join the world anymore. Destructible blocks, just like it says, if you can destroy blocks or not. And tool shake, that's if your drills and welders on ships will make the ship shake. So yeah, if you have gone through all this, you just press OK, and if you set this up like you want, you just press OK again, and then it will start creating the world. So yeah, it just depends on how good your computer is to how fast this will go. For me it usually takes a while, so I'll cut back when we're in the world. So, and we're back. Yeah, this is the Lone Survivor world, and yeah, you just start off with a nice small platform for you to build on, with actually a map bay, a gravity generator, an assembler, refinery, and I believe a large cargo container behind that, with some landing gear so you can build on. You don't really need to do that, but you can. Yeah, and a cockpit. But okay, basic movements. If you you look around with your mouse, it's not very hard. Just swipe with your mouse and you go there. Forward, just like any other game usually just W is forwards, S is backwards, A is strafing to the left, and D is strafing to the right. And this is the same when you are when you're flying. Sorry there, I had to cut. There was something on my computer popping up. Yeah, like I said, the movement controls are the same when you're flying. So yeah, how to activate your jetpack. That's by pressing X, and then it says jetpack on. It will straighten you up, and then with spacebar you move up, and the default key to move down is C, I believe. I actually reassigned this to Alt, just I find that easier than the C key, but I believe the default was C. And yeah, tilting like this, you do that with the Q and A buttons. So to the right is E and to the left is Q. So and those controls are the same with large and small ships, so you don't need to remember any other keys. Those 7 keys are all you need to control your whole arsenal of ships and your character. Now, one thing you want in your world is these two, and that is the refinery over here, which is highlighted red right now, and the assembler, which is now also red. These two are just those, you need those to be able to do anything actually. In the refinery you can put ore you just drilled to make it refine, and then put it in the assembler to be able to make some stuff. So as you can see, if I hover over these boards, they will highlight yellow, just like this one little thing over here. If you press K on one of those things when they're yellow, then this will pop up. And this is basically the inventory of your whole base or ship. So you can scroll down and you can see anything which has an inventory on the base ship. This is the same for a small and a large ship. And this way you can just browse through your inventory, take what you need and put it back where you need it. Then over here you've got some tabs. I think I'm going over those in another tutorial, but basically over here you can see in the control panel what is on your station or ship. Not only the things with an inventory, but anything except for the armor blocks. So anything which has some function to it, or functionality to it, can be seen in this tab. Obviously, if you add more to this, the list will get longer and longer, and you can scroll in this bar, like with this thing. Over here, you see your personal inventory. So my name is BrmP, and that's why my name is there. Your Steam name will actually pop up here. Your basic tools, which you always get, is a grinder, a hand drill, and a welder. I'm not sure if you get a automatic rifle in survival. I believe you don't, but I may be mistaken by that. And the welder and grinder are the ones you really want all the time. The hand drill in the beginning is also very important, but the welder and grinder are the ones you just do stuff with. So I got out that menu by pressing escape, and now if I press G, then this will pop up, and these are basically all the blocks in the game, all of them. And what you can do here are the same blocks, but just sorted by their function or whatnot. So before, for example, conveyor and cargo, then all your conveyor and cargo blocks will pop up here. Large blocks, these are all blocks you can use on large ships. Power blocks, yeah, very straightforward actually. Production, small ship, it just speaks for itself. What you want to do is go to character tools, and there you'll find those 4 tools I just shown you in the inventory. These will always be here, but that doesn't mean you have them in your inventory. So what I'm now doing is left clicking on all of them, and you'll see they'll pop up here. I'll just get rid of this. Also, I'm doing this with left clicking. Now, if I'm going out of this menu, you can do this by pressing escape, G, or clicking on that cross I just did. Now what you can do is, I'll start off with the grinder. So if you, in survival, place the block you don't want to be there anymore, you just press the right mouse button and it will start grinding the block away. And what you see there popping up on the right is a interior wall. Basically it tells you what you're pointing at with your tool and how much stuff is in there. So I can't do that, that's a shame. Can I do it like this? No, okay. What I want to do is, I wanted to do was pointing out, but yeah, you cannot do that apparently. But yeah, you can see there, this needs construction components, interior plates, and that's it. And I just grinded that away. So if I now go to my inventory by pressing the E button, no, the I button, sorry, then you don't see him here. Of course you don't see him here, because this is creative, so you don't actually need the requirements which it tells you there. So if you in survival you obviously do, and when you grind the block down you'll get them back in your inventory. But now if I press 6 for my welder and I press the right mouse button, you'll see it will start putting back the components which were needed, and then we'll just put the block back together. That's basically how grinding and welding stuff works. Now to place a block down, you just go back to your G menu and you select a block, anything from the list, doesn't matter what. You can also press right mouse button and hold them and then drag the block down, but like I said, you very easily you can also do left clicks. Then automatically it will fill up the closest open spot to the one. But if you have if you have your toolbar full, then it will replace your selected spot. So yeah, if I now I selected some blocks, and what I can do now is by pressing 1, I select the light armor block, which will also tell you what it needs above the right side, and yeah, by pressing left click, it will place it. And because this is creative, it will automatically place the full block, but in survival it will place let's see if it works. Yes, it will place it like this, and then it will tell you it needs 25 steel plates. So what you do then is go get 25 steel plates by making them with iron you've refined in your refinery, and then put in your assembler to assemble the steel plates. And then you get them, put them in here, and here you got your block. Well, in creative you can press right mouse button to remove a block, and yeah, if I want to place a block, but as you can see, well, and I don't want it like this, because I want it to orientate another way, then you can see in the upper right there are a few well, there is a block with home, page up, insert, delete, page down, and end. And if you have numlock off, you can press those buttons to rotate the block around. And yeah, that just means you can place it in any orientation you want it to be. So yeah, it will take you a few moments sometimes to get it right. So I recommend to keep those of that hint, keep it on, because like you can see, it's if I move around, the things tends to move differently. So it depends on how you're orientated to the block, how you move it around when you place it with that orientation thing. So that's something that can be a little tedious, but yeah, you cannot do much about it. Okay, I think I'll keep it like this for this episode. Next episode we'll start take a look at how to refine and produce some stuff, and maybe how to build your very first ship. If you have any suggestions to what I can do after that, or stuff you missed in this tutorial, or stuff you want some more explaining on, please give a comment down below and tell me what you think and what you want to see next. Yeah, my name is BrmP. Thank you very much for watching, and I'm out. Peace.